Lauderdale. Don't criticize me for this thing, because I'm going to tell it like it is. And I think the young people that have been born since the 60s and the 70s need to know what we had before that time. They need to know in order that they can put an evaluation on us now, that what we went through with in that time. And I used to go to school, and if I could tell me anything about slavery, and what my foreparents had to go through with, my grandparents, my parents didn't go through, but what my grandparents had to go through with, I would cry because I said I would rather be dead than to be a slave.
She was the first woman president of the NAACP, Fort Lauderdale, Broward County chapter. Her house along 6th Street, before it was 6th Trunk, it was 6th Street. This was the main thoroughfare through the black community. This community consisted of, right where it is now, the economic hub of the black community was there, and the monies stayed in the community. It didn't do as it does today, comes in 1 second and out the next. It actually rotated around. People actually benefited from the dollars that they put in the stores and places of business along 6th Street, aka 6th Trunk. Now, the wade-ins didn't happen on the colored beach. It was down on Fort Lauderdale Beach, where it was the white folk beach, and the only way black folk could get there was if they had to work.
You had to have an ID card to go in certain parts of the city in Fort Lauderdale if you were black. And you wasn't allowed to go across the railroad track, going towards the East Coast Railroad track, unless you had that identification.
So it wasn't this welcome to the Sunshine State hospitality venue for black folk. It was more or less, you stay in your place. You can come work for us, but you can't come bathe in the sunshine and participate in all of this good stuff that's set up for the other people, if you will.
We paid taxes just like anybody else. I've been paying taxes ever since I've been in Fort Lauderdale. But we could not go to the municipal beach and swim.
I remember my mother and my Aunt Dot, who has recently passed last week, my aunt did, that they were maids on the beach. One of the hotels was the Horizon Hotel. So this was a very segregated time that we had to endure. We couldn't enjoy the pleasures of Fort Lauderdale Beach like some of the college folk would come down, and others who actually live here but couldn't take part in that beach. And I distinctly remember that.
As long as my people are held down, then I'm held down too. And I didn't want that. I wanted something that would benefit my race and my people. I don't care how light a skin you are. If you got 1 ounce of black blood in you, you're styled as being black. Whenever I went to the beach one 4th of July, I said to Dr. Von D. Mizell and myself and Miss I.N. Holly, they said to me, I said, how is we are going to celebrate the 4th of July? Which was I believe it was on a Sunday that day. I said, we're going to the municipal beach and we're going to swim there. Dr. Mizell and his 2 brothers to daughters and their boyfriends, and I and Miss Holly went to the beach. We sit down on the beach, we grown-ups didn't, the girls and swim, and the boys swim, but we grown-ups didn't go in the water. We had a little portable radio with us, and what we heard on the radio, Negroes lounging on the municipal beach in Fort Lauderdale. We looked up and we saw every police in the city of Fort Lauderdale or Broward County. We looked up and we saw pools of people. We saw the ambulance come up. We saw everything that was detrimental that they thought, I guess they thought they would frighten us away. That whole week, I organized the young people, the young black people, and I strode them the next Sunday morning. I strode them for every inch of Fort Lauderdale beach from one end to the other. And I carried 7 carloads out to the beach. And when oh my Lord, what a time.
She was not a cowardice woman. She was not fearful. As a matter of fact, she would talk trash and back it up. From what I understand and what I have heard, she didn't bite her tongue. She would hold her own when it came to conversation with men, black men as well as white men.
I had to elbow my way from the down there, right on Lauderdale Boulevard, right down there. That's where it happened there. To the crowd to get up on the shore, or back up on the street. They had one young man in a paddy wagon, and I went there and asked them what they were going to do with this boy, or what you going to do with him. Said they're going to take him to jail. I said, carry him on, I'll be there. By the time you get there, I'll be there. All right, but they didn't carry him. They let him out. When I turned around to do something else, they let him out. They didn't carry him. Let me tell you something. I had to do this almost single-handed. I can't blame black people because they were afraid. The only way that I could sleep, they said, we're going to kill you. I said, why? You can't stop progress. I said, freedom is written in the hearts of black people, and that killing me is not going to stop it. Because when you kill me, somebody else is going to take my place, and you're going to have my blood on your hand to atone for. So therefore, it doesn't make any difference about killing me. Kill me if you want to, but give me freedom or give me death. I don't want nothing else. And I will not settle for anything less than that. Well, in the meantime, I was president of the NAACP, and they were marching and they were sitting in. They couldn't stop me. And they said, well, we can't stop you. So they filed a suit against me. They filed a suit against me. The city of Fort Lauderdale took my taxpayers' money and paid $5,000 to Mr. Kelly for Mr. Kelly to trumple up a charge against me. And the charges were that I was going to cause chaos in Broward County because the white people was not coming from up north down to here to swim in the municipal beach with niggas. And that was the charge they trumped up against me.
The richer we have become materially, the poorer we become morally and spiritually. We have learned to fly in the air like birds and swim in the sea like fish, but we have not learned the simple art of living together as brothers. Now that's from Dr. Martin Luther King. We have to understand that we all are human beings, brothers and sisters. No one is better than the other. When we take it upon ourselves to create a caste system, we have just negated the ability to bring everybody or to get everybody involved in this whole process. And this process goes beyond voting. It goes beyond anything else because it deals with life. And that's the main focus or purpose of anything, any institution, any form of trying to establish any laws. It all begins with life. So until we're able to do that, we're going to miss the boat on a lot of things.
I heard an argument on radio, on the television the other day, two black people too, arguing, said, well, we got the civil rights, we got the rights to do things, we got the rights to eat in places, but we don't have the economics. The economics is why but if we do this right thing, and we will register, every black person would go to the poll, would register, would give us the right and economics and everything else that we ever needed to have. A politician knows one thing, two things, your vote and your dollar. That controls America, whether you like it or not. And I tell them every Sunday morning, I teach Sunday school too. I ask them to let me make an announcement, and I tell them unless you can register, unless you go to the poll and vote, I don't care whether you like it or not, you are not going to have no religion, you're not going to have no economics, and you're not going to have any rights.
Because if we vote, we wouldn't have this problem because we vote the right people in. So definitely you have to vote.
Okay, time for one more question.
It seems like there was a lot of progress made at one time, that you made a lot of progress. It also seems as though that progress has slowed down and things are not happening very fast. In fact, I tend to agree with you that they seem to be going backwards. Why? What happened?
Simply because they don't want to, the people do not want to deal with it. And if we could, if we're going backwards, I agree with you. It's going back. But if the only thing that I see that we can do now, we don't need to march no more. We don't need to sit-ins no more. We don't need to, we need to exercise what we got, and we need to register every person that is eligible to register, and after register them, go to the poll and vote.